Hey everybody, welcome back to Majestic Collectibles. So here we are, Silver Bronze Collection Part 14. This is the last box. I screwed up twice now. I've done this. Last video I said there's 2 left because I shot multiple videos in a row and I forgot to move one of the boxes out of the way that I'd already filmed. So this is it. There is not another one after this. This is the last of it, unless they call me up and happen to have some more, but I don't think that's probably going to happen. Anyway, if you guys get a chance, click like, click subscribe, check out our other videos. And let's get started on the last one here. Packed fairly tight. I'm going to do it that way. Star Spangled War, not one of the better war titles as far as sales or interest go, except for the dino covers. So they have some dino covers and things in there, and those do sell, but long runs not too much. Enemy Ace, the showcase stuff is better, and then once he was picked up as a regular character, regular stories, they moved him into Star Spangled. Those are, you know, they do sell, but you know, they're slow. Unknown Soldier, first appearance, great book, one of my all-time favorite characters, and again, I think it's you know, this run with the Unknown Soldier going basically towards the end of the title, I think it was a really great read. I think it was a top-notch book. My favorite part of the Star Spangled series is definitely the Unknown Soldier books. These are lower grade. I'm not seeing much water damage yet. Just a lot of rubbing and wear and soiling from not being stored right. And you can see it's another Unknown Soldier on the cover. They kind of went back and forth. Enemy Ace was a backup story on and off for quite a while in them. And these are, so this is a 52 page, so you know, on the thicker books it could have been about anybody. Enemy Ace, Unknown Soldier, I don't know if Gravedigger was in this one. He might have been Johnny Cloud. This one's really rough. At first glance, it looks like a GI Combat with the tank, but it's a Panzer Tiger tank. And now he starts kind of showing up on the cover. Some of the early Unknown Soldiers, he didn't really show up on the cover. Doom Patrol, I talked about that earlier. Don't get a lot of these. Really like the original run on this. Very low grade on that book. And here we go again. Great cover on that. That's a little better grade. E-Man, there were some, I guess, I don't know what you want to call them, esoteric or pocket collectors, you know, a bit of a cult following on the earlier E-Man stuff. That's a Joe Stanton cover. Haven't had any nice ones for a while. Usually they're in the 50-cent bin or less. So these are actually pretty sharp. That one got dinged there. Some staining on the back, but overall these are a little better condition than I normally see. Probably going to have to go online with them. I don't think there's any local interest that I have ever seen around here. And what do I have? I have, was it 2 through 6? 3 through 6. Boy, it'd be nice to have the earlier ones. I could sell it as a run maybe. There's 8. Do have some really great covers on them. Story was okay, I guess. I don't know, I thought it was a little bit run-of-the-mill stuff, which for Charlton I think was fairly common. Now whoops. Oh boy, sticking together here. Looks like we got some more FF. Great series. This, of course, picked up after Kirby left on a really long run. It was probably a couple years after Kirby left, actually, but still really good book. Still one of my all-time favorite Marvel titles is the FF. I've been lucky enough, I've owned 4 complete runs of the original first series FF. That includes the #1, the wedding issues, the annuals, the giant size. Now it's a lot harder to collect. It used to be you know, it wasn't that bad. That was a great issue. I remember buying that off the newsstand. If you don't recognize that, which you probably won't, that's Agatha Harkness there on the cover. Yeah, she was Franklin's nanny. Could you imagine that for a nanny? That'd be really cool, man. That'd be better than Harry Potter, to be honest with you. So, you know, these are a little nicer. I'd say a lot of them are around fine. I don't, maybe a VF on this one. Pretty clean. But they're not super hard to get, to be honest with you. But I have seen the prices kind of creeping up on these things, especially in the higher grades. There we go. I think it's a title that's really going to explode. They've been, I've seen a lot of market speculation over the last, well, really 5 to 6 years, because everybody's like, you know, they know there's going to be an FF movie at some point. Another one, I should say. And of course, you know, anytime the rumors start flying, that's when the speculators start coming out of the woodwork. There's a nice 200, actually. It's one of the nicer ones I've had, which it's not super nice. Oh, this one's messed up. That one's water damaged. And so, you know, I think at some point, especially when they announce who the villain or what the storyline is, you know, most people are speculating it's Dr. Doom. Oh, there's the first appearance of Herbie. If you watch the cartoons back in the day like I did. Really nice Galactus cover there. A lot of intergalactic storylines. So ran into Galactus, ran into Kang a lot. You know, so it was kind of started out on Earth, and then they really moved to kind of a, I guess what you'd call a space-based storyline for quite a while. Another Blastar. Galactus Herald. These are fairly nice books. I would say we're getting into the VF range on a lot of these things. Spider-Man crossover on the cover. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Again, I'm not a big believer in buying, you know, books because you think somebody's gonna pay stupid money for them. You know, this speculation thing for collectibles in general, I think, has gotten way past silly and moved into insane quite rapidly, especially on comics, when, you know, most of the value should be on what the story is inside, and what the art is, of course, is a big component of that. But I don't know. If you're going to buy these, I would buy them to read. You know, even get the reprints. You know, you can get the soft cover reprints. I think most of those are black and white art, though, which I, you know, growing up on the color stuff, I would prefer to have that. I prefer to have the originals, for that matter. But anyway, I guess that's up to you guys. There's Black Bolt cover and Humans. There's Terrax, another Galactus Herald. You can see you got some Avengers and a Daredevil appearance. These are the John Byrne issues here. You can tell by the new hairstyle. This actually, believe it or not, this made television news. When John Byrne took over and changed Invisible Woman's hair and modernized her and all this stuff, that was actually newsworthy, I guess, back in the day. And they do sell well. The John Byrne era of FF has never gone out of style. These, I don't know, I thought they were a little odd. It's not the first book to do this or the only book to do this. I've seen it with mainly independent stuff, but it was a sideways book. Great cover, though, on that. Again, John Byrne. And these are pretty nice shape. And that's a good place to start right now. They've been a little more than creeping up. They've been going up, especially in higher grades. So the John Byrne era stuff, I would say if you want to get started on that collection, I probably would not wait too long on that.
because the popularity has really increased. And of course, the time variance authority from the Loki Loki TV show, I believe the first appearance was an FF. So there's some other crossovers and things with the FF storyline at points. This was actually really interesting when She-Hulk joined. Thing left, he went, well, he had his own book there, and then he went around the universe. Oh, that's too bad. That's water damaged, messed up there. And that was an actually interesting run with She-Hulk joining, and much later with Spidey joining. Even got his own FF costume, Spidey did. Annuals. I thought they had some of the best giant size and annual stories. Of course, the original one is the wedding of between Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. I think that was back in 1968. Whoops. Good catch. Skrulls, saw a lot of them. Saw a lot of them in FF. But their giant size storylines and annuals are generally, I thought, better than a lot of the other titles. Another Skrull. Let's see here. So this, I believe, is the another Thing Hulk battle. Those are always sought after. Always bring a premium on there. And again, they just have that classic art look, that mid-70s. Oh, there's a nice copy of JLA. Well, it's got Cinnamon, Batlash, let's see, Jonah Hex, and Scalp Hunter. Okay. I don't remember this one. I know I read it, but I don't remember it. That was a nice shape. Oh, more Metal Man. Again, one of my all-time favorite titles. This one's rough. I don't see them a lot, and honestly, nobody really collects them. I think I might be the last guy in the state that actually cares. But it was a fun book. You know, it's one that, you know, it was pretty soap opera-ish, which they all were to some extent, but just kind of a fun book. I wouldn't take it too seriously on that, on the storylines. They did try and get serious at the end of the run, and it did. They really changed things around. Got a lot more violent in the 70s before the end of the run. And you can see the numbers don't go up real fast. So we skip from, well, let's see, where were we here? Yeah, 15 cents is 41, 20 cents, 43. But a lot of these weren't published monthly. I don't know if they came out bi-monthly or what it was. So they didn't rack up super high issue numbers compared to some of the other titles. It was kind of on again, off again, cancel, hold, make it again. And here they kind of, the last few issues, they kind of started getting a little less soap opera-ish, a little more serious. Well, at least trying to, I guess, might be the way to put that. But I don't see it taking off, even if they put them, I think they've been in maybe some of the animated stuff somewhere. I don't know, it was Brave and the Bold animated or what it was, may have made a appearance or something like that. Getting towards the end of the run there. Let me see. There's OMAC number 2. Didn't have very many issues. Kirby, though. So Kirby art on, I think, every single one, as I recall. That's kind of an interesting cover there. Again, it's a classic cover, but it is one that sells, and it seems to be a little harder to find than the number 1, actually. Here we go. Our Fighting Forces, Hellcats. Again, not, I would have to say, not the best of the DC war, or any war. I just do not have a lot of people looking at these. I think we talked about that in some of the earlier videos. So I'll save the losers jokes for that one. You've already heard them. This is one of the better covers, I think, on the run.
One I liked, a little different, some negative space use on there. Here's one I see a lot. This is one of those comics that for whatever reason just seems to show up in every collection. If I had a Disney collection, I swear that book would still be in there. This one looks like the spine's busted. Just the top. I thought maybe the whole cover was detached. I'm really kind of hoping that we run out of these Our Fighting Forces comics here, but there's no end in sight right now. A lot of times these are just, you know, if you go to a convention, you'll find these in like a $2 box, an awful lot. And these in particular are not high grade, so I would think that's probably what you're looking at, is bargain box stuff for the most part. Just not a lot of what I would call, you know, good first appearances or good storylines, or, you know, I don't know. They just seemed to they did all the other war books first, and then when they got to this one, is whatever was left over. That's kind of what went in here. And they rehashed a lot of stories, which was not unusual, but if you had been reading GI Combat, Sergeant Rock, some of those other DC war books, you would recognize a lot of these stories being rehashed down the road, probably within a couple of years, 3 years later. But we're up to what, 153, so I mean, it was a long running title. That was a decent book. That was Kirby, wasn't it? I can't tell. Well, maybe it was. Somebody out there knows. Yep, it was. Got it right. Jack Kirby. Here's another Kirby book. I don't think he was on it real long, though. No, back to Joe Kubert there. Superboy. Somebody paid a whole quarter for that one, and I'm not sure they got their money's worth, to be honest with you. 100-page giants, so they usually tend to sell, especially if they're halfway clean. A lot of spine issues on them. We've got some, looks like we might end up with the box with some Superman here. Where are we at? 298. Let me see. 299. This is actually pretty popular issue here, this 300. I don't have trouble finding them, other than, well, you know what you're going to say next. High grade stuff is always the toughest to get. Boy, these are nice. That one's not quite as nice, actually. And is there a third one? Nope. 302. So that was interesting. Bought a couple of those milestone issues. Okay, where are we at? 303. Again, not a whole lot going on in the Superman run in the 70s. The Neil Adams issues, covers such as this one. This one's pretty good. One of his better covers, and that's always sought after. But again, it's real spotty. I don't see people putting Superman runs together, just first appearances and basically Neil Adams covers from this era. All right, boy, these are sticky. That one's got some water damage, and then the one right behind it is really nice. Flash crossover on that one. Garcia Lopez cover, who I thought was a very good artist. You don't hear too many people chasing his artwork down, but I thought he was up there with everybody else. Supergirl crossover, so that'll probably sell eventually. Again, a lot of these, I gotta tell you, even these higher grade ones, you know, you throw them in a $5 box and just kind of seem to negotiate down if it's not a killer cover or Neil Adams cover or something happened in it. We've got a lot of duplicates on this. Oh, look at the misprint on both of those. So I'm guessing you got it in the same spot, but you can see kind of
I don't know if the ink ran out there or some type of printing error. That's from the printer. Oh my goodness, there we go. Metallo, I gotta admit, he was one of my favorite, that was a Garcia Lopez cover, favorite Superman villains, and there you go, you got another Neil Adams. Did a lot of what they call kryptonite covers, so here he's got like kryptonite poisoning, or he's breaking a kryptonite chain. Usually, I guess, in this one, it's an angrier than typical Superman cover, but Neil Adams, you know, he really couldn't do a whole lot wrong there. Whoops. I don't know if these got warm or they're just chemicals oozing out of the bag and sticking to each other. Let's see, 320, 321. I don't even see off to the side how gunky green those are getting when they pile up, so you can tell there's something going on there with them. Atomic Skull. And these are for the most part, boy, these, I tell you what, are probably pretty close to VF. They're approaching it. I don't know if they're quite there because they got some corner dings from not being boarded. This is a good example. This is a really sharp book, but it's got that kind of, is that a tear even? Not quite, but that's your difference. That's a fine line. Oh, Cobra on that one. That's probably about the time they tried to start his own storyline for DC on the Cobra villain. Fine line on, you know, fine to VF near mint and above. It just does not take a lot to knock these books down. Let's see, there we go. They sure don't look good in the plastic. I tell you, the plastic is gunked up to the point where you look at that and it's kind of, but you take them out and they're pretty nice, actually. Most of them. Let's see here. Looks like we got a real good shot of finishing up the collection with Superman run. Mxyzptlk. I'm pretty sure that's how that's pronounced, Mxyzptlk. If I remember right, they used to have the correct pronunciation in the Overstreet price guide. So if you look up Superman comics and his first appearance, which was 1940s, it does give you a pronunciation in there, or at least it used to. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. Although I will say I like Batmite better. Not much better, but a little better. And I noticed he doesn't have any, this was an era where Whitman Comics would put out 3-packs, and you get the Whitman variants where it say Whitman, and I tell you, I don't think I've seen a one, and this is the perfect era, so he either had a subscription or I guess was not buying the 3-packs. Because usually when you got these, you get see a lot of Whitman variants, and then you get some odd titles because they always, you know, threw one in that wasn't very popular or as popular. Typically an Aquaman or a Firestorm or something like that. Green Lantern maybe. It was getting a little 344, 5. Let's see. We're getting down there. We're getting close. And I know these aren't terribly exciting, but that's part of going through most big collections. This is it. You're kind of seeing, well, actually you're seeing it better because I usually don't have like the Hulk 181, and I don't have, you know, a lot of the keys are missing. So I get comic books with the damage and with the off titles and without the Neil Adams covers or the key issues. So this has been a very good collection from that standpoint, even if the grades aren't that high. At least the good stuff was there. But I tell you, there's a lot of collections out there like this. Silver, well, all the way back to Golden Age, really. But any of the eras where you just get leftover stuff is kind of what I call it, and it's pretty hard to do anything with that as a reseller when you start getting just leftover and low grade. See, that's I don't even know if that's a dollar book. Well, it's not stuck together. Well, let's see here, just a couple left. So Superman Annual 9 and 1983, so we have moved into the Copper Age for a while now. I didn't say anything because I didn't think about it. And the last two books from the Silver, Bronze, and a little bit of Copper Age. I got a Superman 408, water damaged, and a Superman 410, even more water damaged on that. So that's it, guys. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully we'll get some new collections coming in through the winter and early spring, and I'll be shooting some more videos. That's the goal anyway. As usual, leave me your questions or comments, and thanks for watching.